Hey folks, it is January 19th, 2023, up here at Boardwalk Hall for a very brief visit. I had planned on doing some videos about the restored stops in the choir division. You can probably hear Brant Duddy in the background working on the voicing machine there. But they're setting up for a cheerleading competition or something today, and the hall is very busy and very noisy. And so it occurred to me, I've never actually done a tour of the Great Division. So with the little bit of time we have here, we're going to do a brief video on a tour of the Great Division. My wife Heidi is behind the camera for a change, so I can take a break from camera duties, and you don't have to see my shaky camera work. You can see her shaky camera work. I'm kidding. She's actually really good. So I'm going to screw in this light bulb here, and we're going to start down here. We're on the first level of the Great, which in the Stephen Smith book is counted as level 2. But this is actually the first level above the floor, okay? So as you walk in from the organ shop, if you've ever done the tour, this is the first chest you come to at the top. And so what we have here is voice number 26, diapason 1, 8 foot, and then voice number 27, which is diapason number 2, 8 foot. And then these next two ranks here come on together, and that's the Rausch Quint, 2 ranks, voice number 47. And as you can see, a lot of this has already been gone through and is looking really nice. Now if we turn across the walkboard back here, we have a section which has just been cleaned up, but it hasn't been fully restored yet. And so what we have is double diapason 2, number 23, back there. Harmonic flute 4 foot, voice number 55, which is this guy, and you can see the harmonic pipes start there with the holes in the middle. This is diapason number 5, voice number 30. I'm sorry, this is harmonic flute 8, and then this is harmonic flute 4, voice number 55. That's voice number 53. And then we have, in the very front here, 2 foot 15th, number 2. And the numbering system on this organ can get confusing because sometimes the pitch names and the number of how many of that kind of stop there is are the same. So I just want to emphasize that this is a 2 foot number 2 for clarity. And then if we look up here, in back of the whole thing is the harp, which you've seen from a previous video, just for context. Okay, now we're going to move along down the walkboard here, and again, if you've done these tours, this will look familiar to you. And yes, I'm having to use, I'm cheating. I'm using notes here. I can't remember all this. I couldn't possibly remember. So anyway, we have ophicleide voice number 9, and of course this is the famous 100-inch pressure ophicleide, the loudest stop in the world, which is technically counted as part of the pedal division, but it's up here on the first level of the Great, and it plays from the manual, so I just think of it as being a manual stop. And then working our way back onto this next chest here, we have some reeds, the only reeds in the Great. We have, starting in the front, we have voice number 48, Rausch Quint, 2 ranks, right there. Trumpet 16 foot with the bottom octaves offset. Voice number 57, trumpet 8 foot. And can you guess? That's right, voice number 58, 4 foot clarion, completing the Great reed chorus, all on this one chest. So then if we continue on, as if we were going on the tour, when we turn this corner, it's actually, that's the end of the Great Division, but some of the pedal is on the same level, so if you come back here, this chest that I'm standing in front of looks like it would be part of the grate, but it's actually part of the pedal division here. And so I'm going to climb back here. And it's interesting to see the way that these were numbered. I had to make a little cheat sheet for myself because this isn't spelled out anywhere. We have voice numbers 3, 4, and let's see, what is it? Yeah, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of the organ specification are all laid out next to each other here on this one chest. So you have voice number 3, tibia major, which is this big wood guy here. Number 4, principal, which is the next one back. Viol, voice number 5, which looks very stringy. And then the fun stuff, as far as I'm concerned, this is voice number 7, which is the septième. Isn't that funny that the 7th sounding rank ended up being voice number 7, right there. And then voice number 6, behind it, right here, is the tierce. And remember that these are unit stops, and they go down all the way to the 12 and 4/5 and the, I forget, 9 and 2/7 or whatever it is that we explored last time to generate a 64-foot resultant. But they're unified all the way up into the 32 and 16-foot octaves up here. And then back here are some of the pedal reeds. You have voice number 10, which is trumpet. Voice number 8, which is bombardon, there. And then this, at the very back of the chest, is voice number 17, which is the dulcian, which, if you remember, extends all the way down to 64 foot. And I'm looking at the low C of the 64 foot behind all these chests against the back wall there. So with that, that's all of level 2 of the Great Division and one chest of the pedal. Now we're going to climb up the ladder and go to level 3. All right, we have climbed up a level. You can hear all the noise that they're setting up out there, and of course here's the organ grill right out to the auditorium where they're getting all set up out there. So we're on what is referred to as level 3 of the grate, and if you turn to the left you can see that the swell shades are out for restoration of the solo division, and so you have a kind of a rare look here from the front without any swell shades into the second level of the solo division here, which is kind of fun. You can see my earlier video on the solo division on this YouTube channel. Now we're up on the second level. We're closer to the voicing machine so you can hear what Brant's doing over there. Okay, so here we have, these are the tops of 2 unit stops. This is number 22, double diapason number 1, 16 foot, and this is sub-principal voice number 21. And when we're doing tuning up here, these are usually the stops that we use for reference because they're easily heard throughout the entire Great Division because they're halfway up and they have obviously pretty good volume, and it's easy to set a temperament on them and be heard through the rest of the Great Division. So this is what we usually use for reference stops through here. But they're just by themselves, and the rest of the Great Division on level 3 is around a corner here. So Heidi, if you want to follow me. And here we come to one of the big main grate chests. So this is the middle grate. It's middle side to side and middle vertically. So what we have here on the far end is voice number 28, diapason number 3, 8 foot, and then the next rank there is voice number 37, octave number 1, 4 foot. And then here you start getting into some mutation stops. There's a quint 5 1/3, which is voice number 36. And then this guy right here is octave 4 foot number 2. And then you have major 12th, 2 2/3. Now for those of you organ builders out there, this is a 2 2/3 stop, and this is bottom either C or C sharp. Look at the diameter of that I'll bet you've never seen a 2 2/3 stop like that before anywhere. And then starting here and going to the end of the chest is the major sesquialtera 5 ranks. So this rank, this one, this one, this one, and this one on 3 separate toe boards all constitute one mixture through here. This is very powerful and can fill the room by itself, obviously. Of course, we can say that about a lot of things in this organ. And then the next chest over to the back here guess what? We have more principal pipes. It just doesn't end. So on this chest, which is the rightmost as you're inside the organ looking out to the grill on level 3, you have double diapason number 3. And you can look at the scale of that. It's not very big. I mean, that's actually pretty ordinary looking, so to speak. And then we have diapason 8-foot number 7, voice number 32. And then we have voice number 33, diapason 8-foot. And then we have diapason number 9, 8-foot. And then we have octave number, this is ridiculous, octave number 4, 4-foot. So you have octave 4, 4-foot, and then octave number 5, 4-foot. And then you have 15th, 2-foot, number 3. So this is the third one. And I believe this is the chest that was restored last year, during last year's symposium. So this is all working very well, and I believe this is the video, this is the chest that I shot a video with Nick Myers playing the organ and demonstrating these stops, if you want to go back and look at it. And then just for reference, for those of you who've seen the videos before, of course, here's our old friend, the 64-foot diaphone, which kind of effectively cuts the chamber into kind of like 2/3 and 1/3, because this kind of forms a wall between the Great Division and solo, which is behind us, and pedal right, because we're in the right main chamber, so it's pedal right. So with that, that's everything on Great Level 3, and now we're going to go up to Great Level 4 for the last group. Okay, I came up here to Level 4 by myself. This is a little bit intimidating. I'm not going to ask Heidi to film up here. So this is the very left-hand chest in the uppermost part of the grate. You can see the ceiling, the chamber ceiling up there. What we have there is flute ouverte 8-foot in the front, diapason number 10 immediately behind it, and on the back of the chest is the 5-rank Schultz mixture. And all of this is on relatively low wind pressure. I don't remember what it is, but it's not very high, like 5 inches or something. Low for this organ. And now if we turn around, this is the center chest on level 3. More and more principals, of course, and you can see the grill out there. So starting at the top, in the front, we have diapason number 3, 8-foot, voice number 28. And then the one with the new sleeves on it is octave 1, number 4. Okay, wait a minute, no, it's octave 4, number 1. I guess you probably understood what I meant there. Octave number 3, wait a minute, I'm getting mixed up, I'm sorry. Okay, let's start over. The front out there is subquint 10 2/3, voice number 25. And then we have 8-foot diapason number 4 with the new sleeves on it, and that's voice number 29. We have voice number 39, kind of in between there. That's octave 4, number 3. And then we have voice number 31, diapason number 6, 8-foot. And then we have this guy here, which is kind of fun. This is a gross tierce 3 1/5. And again, for scale, look at that. Pretty intense. And then on the back of the chest is voice number 52, furniture 6 ranks. So that's split onto 2 toe boards and 2 stop actions. And this is the one where this tierce rank right here, those were added after the organ was already basically built. And you can see that they don't look like they belong there. They're just kind of tacked on the end there. But the Senator really liked his tierces. And then final stop of this tour is this guy, which is just insane. So this entire chest, front to back, is 1 stop. This is the Grand Cornet 11 ranks. All of this counts as 1 stop on 1 stop tablet. And indulging in the Senator's interest in mutations and all the different kinds of pipe forms like we saw on the Cymbal 8 rank. On the other side, we have harmonic flutes, and we have tapered stops, and we have open stops, and we have more harmonic stops and regular open stops. This has 7ths in it. I don't think this has any 9ths, but it has quints, tierces, and 7ths in all pipe forms. And I'm happy to say that this rank, what am I talking about? These 11 ranks are scheduled for restoration sometime in 2023. And then looking over there, we see our old friend, the 64-foot, and one of the simplest of the mid-Merloche little signs that they made. Just 1 stop name. So there you have it. A tour of the Great Division on January 19th, 2023. See you next time.